One of the most critical and often the most challenging tasks in operating a business is hiring qualified employees. This is specifically why the Choice Hire employee selection system was created. After all, making the right choices requires making the right moves. Welcome to the Choice Hire Chess Quick Steps video guide.
Congratulations! You've taken an important step toward improving your future workforce. How many times have you heard it said, the key to a successful organization is its people? Yet how many managers, business owners, or supervisors are ever trained to appropriately screen and hire the best person for the job? Or more importantly, learn steps to avoid hiring a person who is totally wrong for the position or wrong for your working environment. There's also the issue of time. Who has time to personally interview each and every applicant? But how can you effectively screen qualified candidates? Well, now you have help. This comprehensive package created by Choice Hire will make the process of screening and hiring a winning team simple, effective, and rewarding. The program you're about to see is packed with information that will guide you through the critical 10 steps to successful hiring.
So you have a job vacancy. Time to start interviewing, right? Not quite. Before you start interviewing for the position, there are a few things you'll need to address. The first is confirming that you really need to fill the position. Ask yourself the following questions. What is the critical need for the job? Which positions are to be filled? Is the position budgeted? How many employees are needed? What will be the pay rates? The last question is a very important one. Make this vacancy an opportunity to carefully evaluate the various details of the position, including the appropriate salary and benefits. Consider especially the following factors. What knowledge is required to perform the job? What accountability is involved in the work? And what problem-solving skills are needed?
After you've decided on a proposed salary, don't stop there. Compare that figure to other positions within your organization, as well as the overall market value. You might choose to research competitors, professional associations, or even other job advertisements to analyze the salary and benefits. Do your homework. It could greatly impact who you attract for the position.
Once a salary range has been determined, you can complete the personnel requisition form found in your manual. This form will help you in moving to the next step. Now that you've determined you need to fill the position and you have a clear idea as to the appropriate salary range, you should begin to further define the details of the job. Using the personnel requisition form, list the functions and prerequisites of the position. If you need more assistance in this task, you'll find several helpful forms in the appendix of your manual. Just remember, there may be legal considerations when defining a position, such as requirements of the Family Medical Leave Act, the Civil Rights Acts of 1964 and 1991, the Americans with Disabilities Act, or the Fair Labor Standards Act. Formal descriptions should be filed and periodically reviewed to keep them up to date. Refer to your manual for more in-depth information regarding this and other important steps in properly defining the functions and prerequisites of the job.
Now it's time to begin looking for that ideal employee. Your first consideration might be looking internally for a person to fill the vacancy. In fact, there are advantages and disadvantages of hiring internally or externally.
In your CHESS manual, you'll find a table that lists some considerations. For example, internal hiring may allow for cost savings. It may be a performance motivator and even result in additional promotions. Plus, you know the candidate's abilities. However, consider that external hiring often brings in a fresh perspective and new ideas to the organization, adding the potential for fresh industry insight. But consider obstacles such as orientation and adjustment time, the possibility that the person might not fit with the job or the organization, and the potential effects on the morale of non-selected associates. For either choice, you will need to prepare notices to inform potential candidates of the job vacancy. Your manual gives you guidance both in Section 3 and in the appendix. A reminder, there are legal and regulatory considerations regarding hiring practices which are outlined in Step 3 of the manual. As with each step, take ample time to proceed methodically. It could save you time later.
Well, hopefully you've done such a great job in defining the position and communicating the vacancy for the job. You have some wonderful candidates ready to complete applications. But once again, the actual application is only a small piece of this step.
Use the provided sample application if you don't already have one prepared. If you do have an existing application, check to ensure you include a statement regarding background checks. Refer to appendix exhibits for details pertaining to the application. Reviewing the application is equally important. Key considerations include: was the application filled out neatly and completely? Has the applicant held a job on a regular basis? Does the application show a lack of increases in pay? If so, inquire why. You should verify employment dates. Are references listed and are they accurate? Always have applicants sign a release allowing for reference checks. There are several other considerations listed in your manual. Be sure to address them all in reviewing applications.
Now that you've reviewed the applications, you've probably been able to eliminate some applicants. Before you proceed to Step 5, stop. Notify all disqualified candidates of your decision with a professionally prepared rejection letter. So many people forget this step. You'll find it minimizes follow-up calls from disqualified applicants and is simply the professional thing to do. By far, one of the most important aspects of the CHESS process is the pre-employment assessment. This type of testing has been around for many years, but our experience has been that most did not always meet customer needs. The CHESS survey is authored by professional psychologists, human resource professionals, and industry experts. It complies with legal, regulatory, and validity requirements and is industry and job group specific. Follow the guidelines in the Administrator's Guide. It will give you all the information you need to effectively administer the CHESS survey.
The CHESS survey may be administered on a computer disk, the internet, or paper and pencil. Environment influences how a person responds in any situation. You should be certain to administer the CHESS survey in a well-lit area. Explain that the survey is simply a part of the application process. Inform applicants that they may ask questions. Remind them to read and follow instructions. Remember, the CHESS survey is available in several languages. Generally, the survey will take around 15 to 20 minutes. Check the CHESS survey for completion and submit it to ChoiceHire for scoring. Remember, it can be scored via internet, fax, phone, mail, or your on-site computer. An evaluation is prepared measuring critical work behaviors more fully defined in your manual. A set of interview questions are generated for each scale scored below the norm. This gives the interviewer the opportunity to deep drill the specific work behavior. Refer to the appendix in your manual for a complete description.
It's understandable that applicants might have questions about the survey. Within the Quick Steps Guide and the manual, you'll find a list of what we have found to be the most frequently asked questions, as well as recommended responses. Remember, applying for a job can be a nerve-wracking experience. Addressing the applicant's questions and concerns in a professional, positive manner will reflect on your company's image and could help to alleviate the applicant's nervousness.
Now it's time to select your interview candidates. You'll need to review the survey results, the applications, and the candidates' resumes if they were provided. Do the results match the job functions and prerequisites? Use the table in your Quick Steps Guide to profile the candidate. Remember to be objective, fair, and consistent in selecting the candidates to be interviewed.
You now have only the most qualified candidates for the job to interview. What a relief! Plus, Choice Hire has provided you with tailored questions for this applicant. But there are certain questions to be asked of all candidates. Refer to your manual for a list of recommended questions. They're designed to enable you to get information you'll need to make the best decision. However, as with any interview process, there are some questions to avoid. You'll find a set of guidelines prepared by the EEOC included in your manual. You may find the following samples of do's and don'ts amusing, but please remember, discrimination is a serious issue.
Welcome, and you look absolutely lovely today. And I just wanted to ask before we get started, how old are you anyway?
Believe it or not, you're not allowed to ask for the date of birth, even on the application, other than confirming that the applicant is over 18.
I see you have a wedding band on. Would this mean you would be married?
You aren't allowed to ask any questions about marital status in the interview process. After hiring, you can ask for tax and insurance purposes, as well as collecting information regarding dependents.
This is really incredible. The more we sit here, you are the picture of my cousin Maria from Sicily. You wouldn't happen to be Italian.
Even though it may seem you're being friendly, any questions regarding ancestry and race are strictly forbidden in the interview process. It is also inappropriate to ask about disabilities unless it is asked in order to provide accommodations to perform a task.
These are, of course, just a few examples, but you should review the guidelines in your manual to ensure legal compliance. Well, a large portion of the difficult part is over. You've selected the person you feel is most qualified for the job. Make certain, before you go further, you've conducted adequate background checks. You should now prepare a letter to officially offer your chosen candidate the position.
You'll find a sample offer letter in the appendix of the manual. Just be certain to include the information as highlighted in your Quick Steps guide and in the manual. Also review the additional important considerations explained regarding issues such as the way you quote pay and the evaluation period. Include a reasonable period of time for the candidate's decision by stating the end of the offer period. Also request that if the candidate declines the offer, he or she should return the letter with the decision and signature.
Not every candidate accepts the job offer. Your manual outlines information addressing this. But hopefully you have found the person to fill your vacancy, and it will soon be time to complete the next step. Your organization should have a planned process to introduce your new employee to the company. A well-conducted orientation will greatly impact your employee's initial and long-term success. They will quickly feel a part of your team. If you need help in developing an orientation program, contact your Choice Hire representative. The orientation module will provide you with a structured program that will help instill confidence in the new member of your team.
To ensure a thorough orientation, just follow the checklist printed in your Quick Steps guide. You'll also find a supplement in the manual that guides you through the 90-day evaluation period.
Okay, you've made it to the final step. This is simple. In your Quick Steps guide, you'll find a very clear checklist of final details, including contacting candidates that weren't chosen and reviewing some checks and balances to ensure your new employee is off to a good start. Now it's time to congratulate yourself. If you've followed this Quick Steps guide, you've taken critical steps towards saving your organization time, money, and all the headaches that come with unnecessary turnover. And don't forget, Choice Hire representatives are available to assist you with any questions you have about using the system. Congratulations, you've hired the most qualified candidate for the position.
Laws vary from state to state. Please check with local competent labor counsel or human resource professional before making any employment decisions in your state. This video is intended to generally summarize the Choice Hire Quick Steps Guide. Neither this video or the guide is intended as legal advice concerning specific hiring decisions. Subscribers should consult competent counsel of their own choosing if they have particular legal concerns or issues regarding the hiring of an individual. Contact Choice Hire at 800-825-0244 or on the internet at www.choicehire.com.